Oh, knock, knock. It's another Monday, and that means we're here with some WWE 2K24 action. I'm your host, the general manager in co of Bad Elephant Wrestling, and I'm joined with my other general manager, 21st Century Fool.
Good evening, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm all right. You know, I stumbled there because I'm like, what's the brother from another mother of my general manager? You know what I mean? Like, we got to find a good rhyme for that.
Yeah. We got to work on that now that you're including that at the top of every show. We're gonna have to work on that intro a little bit there.
I mean, I'll probably never think of it again, but you never know.
I mean, that's true. That's fine. It's all good. The more important thing is it's Monday, and we are here for some Bad Elephant Wrestling, Tom.
Hell yeah, we are. And we've got a great card. The main event, of course, we will begin the best of 3 series. New champion Thunder Bandit. It's such a good sport. He wants to give his friend Chris, the former champion, a sportsman-like rematch. So we're going to see a best of 3 each week as long as it goes. So we'll see. We could have a new champion at the end, or maybe Thunder Bandit retains. We'll find out. But what are we starting with tonight, Matt? Give me the lowdown.
Tom, we are kicking things off with some friends we have not seen in a little bit. We have a tornado tag match between RK and CJ, and I wouldn't say a surprise pairing because it really makes sense. We just really haven't seen it before. It's Dr. Robotnik and Ganondorf.
Yes, Dr. Eggman, and Ganondorf. Getting both of their forms right. And the Taco Bell Tag Team Champions, they get to kind of sit and watch the tag division grow and transition, but they're stepping back into the ring to prove why they are the best tag team on the roster against a brand new pairing. Who do you think is going to come out on top in this matchup, 21st Century Fool?
I feel like you can't bet against the champions, because why would you? They are the champions for a reason, and they've proven that time and time again. But you're coming up against a new team, and you don't know really how they're going to work together.
True.
And we have seen some really odd pairings in the past, Tom, of tag team members. See, you can't predict things, Tom.
Acting like the villains they are.
Right? It's almost like they're on brand.
Attacking our champions and just planting them into the ground. Thunder Bandit, welcome to the chat. I hope you're excited for your main event match tonight, and hopefully you end up in better straits than what we're seeing here. CJ, the Beardless, starting to fight back as RK the Birdman getting beaten down by Ganondorf. Josh in the chat saying, I just spent 4 hours in a mini dungeon. Lord help me with this DLC. I assume you're still in the shadow of the Erd Tree. And, man, just the desperate attempt to even start the match going on in the ring.
I mean, if this doesn't say anything about how things are going to go, first off, just healing it up, but also the tag team belt is over there on the floor, Tom. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's
laying there.
It's inside up. But yeah, I don't know what that says except the blatant disrespect for the champions that we are seeing right now. And let me tell you, this is not what Alphabet Superstars are used to, Tom.
Not at all. And if Robotnik, I don't know what we want to call him, but he gets in the ring, the match officially starts. German suplex from RK, and CJ getting Ganon out onto the apron. Fish Knight in the chat, and the villains press X to skip their competitors' cutscenes. They did. Are you going to do something as dastardly when you debut tonight, Fish Knight? I'd be curious to see.
RK there with a really nice, reverse TKO.
And a distracted Ganondorf could have lost the match right there.
Hey, he was in the middle of cleaning house with CJ. And, yeah, the bodies are everywhere. Remember, this is a tornado tag match.
Absolutely.
With that running neck breaker there from Ganondorf. So all 4 members in the ring, out of the ring, wherever they want to be, whenever they want. I don't know how the referee is going to keep track of this chaos. And in fact, Eggman in the way of the referee, causing a late count there.
It looked like she was going to start the count on top of Eggman. That actually would have been hilarious. Game Corp, what's up? I see you lurking. Hello to everybody else tuning in. And
big knee from CJ.
See, this is why they are the best. CJ
jawbreaker. From the Eggman.
And an axe handle chop, and RK not paying attention to his partner, and is grappling up with Sonic's nemesis. As I was saying, CJ, RK, the top of the tag division here in Bad Elephant Wrestling, the Taco Bell Tag Team Champs. And this is their second reign, 21st Century Fool. How do you feel like they're doing overall?
I think they're doing fantastic. They've taken out some big-name teams to get the title and to keep it, including the Bad Dudes a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And now they're turning things around on their opponents right here and really showing why they were the ones walking the rings with the belts tonight, Tom.
True. Yeah, Ganondorf and Eggman wanted to team together, but they're not really working together that well. And this could be the end. Oh, wow. Choke slam right into the knee in the small of Ganondorf's back. Eggman going for a mandible claw type vice, and CJ breaks it up.
Very smartly saving his partner there.
Jake in the chat.
I feel like that's another thing, Tom, when you have big personalities in the ring, or really in any sport, like when you try to put together like an all-star team and stuff like that, they don't always mesh really well. You have a lot of personalities. You have a lot of people who think they're number one and don't really have that team mentality. And that no matter how good you are, if you don't play like a team, you're probably not going to win any team-like event. So we will see what happens tonight. Oh, look out here!
Deep six. And this could be it. 1, 2.
Oh, CJ digging deep out of that deep six.
The pirate podcaster perseveres.
Oh, look out there.
Ganondorf showing why he is possibly the strongest character on the Smash Brothers Ultimate roster. Letting CJ
The title belt is now face up on the outside. Very nicely displayed. Our Talk About Tag Team Championships.
One of the belts anyway, lying outside. Nobody's using it as of yet. Speaking of championships, 21st Century
I'm not sure if you can actually pick it back up.
I don't know.
One, I'm not sure if weapons are allowed in this match. I think someone would have grabbed one already. But I'm now curious if it comes off in that fashion, if you're actually allowed to pick it up. CJ with the cover now.
21st Century Fool, speaking of championships, due to the actions of Metroid Mike, we're close to having a brand new title debut in the Bad Elephant Wrestling hierarchy. A brand new title that could basically reshape the men's division. And Metroid Mike has become the #1 contender to it. What do you think about that?
I think we're going to talk about that later if I know anything about you, Tom. I still feel like you might be slightly salty from the other week. But I want to get to Josh real quick talking about achievements and championships.
Eggman going for the pin. 2. And
CJ with the kick out. Josh saying they are almost rank 100. We'll call it rank. In this season of Marvel Snap, that is an incredible achievement. What deck are you running, Josh?
Are you saying you beat Marvel Snap? This could be it. Eggman powerbombing CJ into the canvas. RK running back in. Oh, CJ just has all of the perseverance here tonight, kicking out again and again.
I mean, I feel like we saw that against the Bad Dudes as well. CJ digging deep and then was able to actually pull out the win with a submission that night. So
true. They are not only technically sound, but they have endurance like no one else seems to have in this tag division.
RK is going to need some resilience as he got shocked.
Ganondorf keeping RK on the outside. I don't know if you've noticed throughout this matchup, but RK has been very much constricted to ringside while Eggman punishes CJ in the ring. And
big boot to the face out of nowhere!
And Ganondorf is too busy posing.
And counted, that is it!
Look at that.
from out of nowhere. Just like the Sebastian Shaw Silver Surfer combo Josh is talking about, it's pretty hard to beat, and so are our tag team champions, Tom.
Absolutely. The Alphabet Superstars rise back to the top. And why? Because the villains were too egotistical. They were focused on themselves and not on being an efficient tag team. And that's why we have what we have. 21st Century Fool. Do you think Ganondorf and Eggman should get out of the tag team division while they're ahead?
Well, I mean, they're not ahead. They're 0-1. So I think they should maybe stick around and see if they can't figure out if they can coexist as a team. They have the talent to pull off some wins, but they came up short tonight despite attacking the champions before the match even started.
Interesting. Well, we will have to see what's next in their saga. But speaking of sagas, we have the ongoing saga of Metroid Mike, always running his mouth in the Discord, yapping it up. He wants to be the man. He wants to be top of the card. Well, we told him that if he and his Game Corp compatriots could survive Hell in a Cell against us, the establishment, the superior wrestlers, obviously, we would give him a chance to be a champion. And after some shenanigans that I kind of think would need to be reviewed, Metroid Mike became a #1 contender. But to what? Well, I think it's time we reveal the newest belt that will be entering circulation on the Bad Elephant Wrestling roster. 21st Century Fool, are you ready? Are you excited?
Absolutely, Tom. Let's show this thing off, and let's get some feedback from people.
Oh, I don't care about their opinion. I'm just showing them the belt. I don't want any of their feedback.
I care about their opinion.
No. Here we have it, the Bad Elephant Wrestling Digital Heavyweight Championship, a brand new men's division title that RK may win one day, that Josh Yeager may win one day, but for right now, this is in the purview of Metroid Mike, who is the #1 contender to this digital championship. But, 21st Century Fool, obviously he has to enter a match to win said title, right?
I mean, that usually is how titles work, yes.
Absolutely. Well, here is what Metroid Mike needs to hear. You want this belt so bad, I'm going to make you work for it. So, in 2 weeks at our summer pay-per-view, Stampede, you are going to enter a gauntlet match. You are the #1 contender, so you're going to be #1 in the gauntlet, and you're going to go through 5 wrestlers of our choosing, and if you come out on top, you will be the first ever Bad Elephant Wrestling Digital Heavyweight Champion, but that's if you can make it. You're a hardcore legend, but do you have the stamina to go through 5 other wrestlers and come out on top? I don't know if you do. You can run your mouth, but can you wrestle? 21st Century Fool, what do you think about this great idea? This really great idea?
I've been told I'm contractually obligated to say that it is a wonderful idea.
Isn't it?
It is certainly a strenuous idea, and is absolutely going to test the mettle of everyone involved in the gauntlet match. None more than Metroid Mike, however.
Well, Metroid Mike ran his mouth, and now he finds out what happens when I have to listen to his stupid mouth run. 21st Century Fool, why don't we talk about the next contest on the card? We have an interesting development in the women's division, do we not? "21st Century Fool, did I lose you there?"
Yeah,
somehow
our
I lost
headsets
him.
decided it didn't want to work today.
Oh my
So,
goodness! I think this is
Seriously,
more. I think this
I'm
is
going to
more
put
game-
them into a 5-person gauntlet match. No, Tom, what we have coming up next is, if you were here last week, you saw during some of our women's matches that some WWE wrestlers got involved, and well, we are here to settle that tonight. We have Melania and producer Becca taking on Tegan Knox and Maxine Dupree. Apocalypse QT wanted to be involved in this, but due to the chair shot from Maxine the other week, they are out of action until they are medically cleared.
True. And truly unprecedented for for WWE superstars to interfere in our events, like running in mid-match with steel chairs and attacking our wrestlers. I think it was horrific. I think across the line, and not in the TNA way, in the boo I dislike this way. What do you think about this 21st Century Fool? Do you think this should be allowed to continue?
I mean, I feel like we run a fairly we run a fair ship here, Tom. If they wanted to come and have words or actions with anyone on the roster, I'm sure we could have talked to Triple H and made this work. But instead, they showed up unannounced, and that's a problem.
It's a problem.
And so we're going to have it out the old-fashioned way here tonight.
Absolutely. And what's also noteworthy about this tag team confrontation is that our number one contender to the women's title, Producer Becca, is pairing up with her rival, current champion Melania, making their way to the ring. You know, Melania had to get off of the shadow of the Erdtree press tour to come out and deal with this invasion problem. And do you think, being out there promoting DLC to their game is going to, distract them, make them not up to speed for this match? What do you think, 21st Century?
I mean, it's a distinct possibility, Tom. I think more so the fact is Melania lost to Princess Daisy the last time we were on the air, and I think if anything is in the back of Melania's mind, it's that loss. And what the heck happened there after being on such a dominant streak to all of a sudden just sort of get handled in the ring. I mean, Melania started off really well, and then it was all Princess Daisy from like mid-match on. So I think if anything is going to be on the mind of our champion, it's going to be that.
Fair. Well, here comes the first person who invaded our roster. Tegan Knox came in mid-match and arguably cost Producer Becca the victory against Apocalypse QT. Made their name, obviously, with legendary matches in NXT. And a Fish Night calling out the return of the unholy hair animation. Yeah, Melania just can't catch a break with their hair. Jake in the chat, 2K24 Daisy is like a rabid honey badger. I mean, maybe they are the future. Maybe Daisy will finally win that title. It's eluded them for a very long time. What do you think, 21st Century Fool?
They've been working hard for it. I'm not going to lie. I would love to see it. I generally root for the underdog. That doesn't mean I will be rooting for the WWE team tonight. But yeah, no, it was very interesting. Tegan Knox coming down to interrupt Producer Becca. And then, yeah, it just looked like Apocalypse QT was gonna wrap things up with a page turner, and then Maxine Dupree with a steel chair stole it away from her and gave it back to Producer Becca. So again, Apocalypse QT wanting to be in this match to settle a score, but not medically cleared. So
no, we will see Apocalypse QT return at some future point, but for now they have to sit on the bench. So here's an interesting question for you, 21st Century Fool. On last week's WWE Raw, we saw the debut of the Wyatt 6, a new faction of just terrorizing cultish monsters, and they attacked Chad Gable, who is, of course, the wrestling coach of Maxine Dupree in the Alpha Academy. What do you think are going to be the fallout ramifications of that? And do you think Maxine Dupree is in any mindset to wrestle here tonight, given what the Wyatt 6 did to her mentor?
I would certainly hope that her mind is elsewhere so that the bad elephant wrestlers can handle business. But Tegan Knox having a different take on this, opening up with some vicious chops, a boot, and a DDT.
Not even taunting Producer Becca right there. Did anybody else in the chat watch the debut of the Wyatt 6, the massacre, as they laid out countless wrestlers and staff members on Raw and just destroyed them all? Oh my goodness! Metroid Mike, when you're with me on 3, sorry you're late. You got kicked in the balls by a toddler. Well, you really should watch the VOD because we had quite an announcement that was aimed at you. Do you think I should cut that promo on him again, 21st Century Fool, just so he can catch up?
Yeah, I think maybe once this match concludes, we can handle that.
I mean,
Wow.
I would gladly give Metroid Mike bad news twice.
But Tom,
What's up? What's up, 21st Century Fool?
RK saying throw them out of the ring into the crowd where they belong. Yeah, they should have bought a ticket. I agree.
RK, I don't know if you caught your match, but you were victorious tonight, so congratulations on that count. Maxine Dupree giving producer Becca a little bit of a fair fight, but Becca smartly getting out of that maneuver and
Look out here.
1, 2.
Don't always see the strength-related moves from producer Becca, but showcasing the skills right there and then handing things over to Melania.
Speaking of strength,
pulling a Steve Austin there.
Metroid Mike saying, I just wanted my son to take his shoes off. He got mad and stomped when I moved him. Legs swang back into my nuts. I went down. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
Metroid Mike. That's what getting grounded is for.
Right? RK, there was a little bit of doubt only because your opponents literally jumped you as you were walking to the ring.
Yeah. You faced two enemies, two evil baddies, and they treated you like chumps, but you ended up defeating them, and we were, gotta say, your legacy continues to grow as a tag team. Maxine Dupree getting
sorry, I was laughing at Gnome Church. Mike versus Tyke title match.
Ezra would be Metroid Ezra debuting here in Bad Elephant Wrestling. We'll have to negotiate.
Would it be Metroid Tyke?
Metroid Tyke. Oh, that's good. All right, we'll have to negotiate. We'll have to negotiate and see about a new member of the roster debuting. I mean, we have a new member debuting tonight with Fish Knight in the chat. Are you excited? Are you ready to go? Oh, Melania getting nothing there with that.
It looked like the legs hit, but I'm not really sure what they were going for there. So again, I feel like Princess Daisy might be on their mind. And again, Stone Cold.
Luthez Press, absolutely. So as we were asking up top with Maxine Dupree back in the ring, who in the chat saw the debut of the Wyatt 6 last week? And I know you're not watching Raw because you're watching the best wrestling option available on a Monday night. But what do you think is next for them as they, begin to terrorize the Monday Night Raw roster? Who's got some Wyatt 6 speculation? 21st Century Fool, you got anything?
Not quite yet. I got to get caught up, unfortunately. I am freshly new back in town. I've been gone for the last almost 2 weeks, so I have a bunch of wrestling to get caught up on.
Yeah, but you saw the video, right?
I saw the entrance. I didn't get to see the full.
That's it. That's
oh, okay, okay.
That's what it was. It was the end of Raw.
I mean, I thought specifically the way it was shot was incredible. And speaking of incredible, the Bad Elephant Wrestling team taking care of business.
And let me tell you, it shows you how bad these WWE wrestlers are in that they didn't even try to help each other. Tegan Knox just let Maxine Dupree get pinned. What a bunch of chumps. Am I right or am I right?
I am contractually obligated to tell you are right, Tom.
Oh, what? You want to support them? They invaded us. Come on.
No, I'm just. My lawyer has. Never mind.
Anyway, all right.
Why don't you get to your announcement, Tom? The one that Metroid Mike has been waiting for.
This is how much of a pain in my ass Metroid Mike is. He's such a pain in my ass that I have to make this announcement twice. Ladies and gentlemen, but specifically Metroid Mike, here is the newest addition to the hierarchy of power in Bad Elephant Wrestling, the BEW Digital Heavyweight Championship. And you, Metroid Mike, you're the #1 contender. Congratulations. You pissed and moaned enough that we decided that the men's division needed a new title, and you are the #1 contender to it. But here's the kicker. You want that belt, you're gonna have to work for it, because in 2 weeks at our upcoming summer pay-per-view, Bad Elephant Wrestling Stampede, you are gonna be the #1 contender in a gauntlet match. You are gonna be the first person in, and if you make it through 5 other wrestlers, you'll be the champion. But if you don't, you'll just have to watch this belt go to somebody else and that wrestler become the star that you desperately want to be. And I hope you can make it, buddy, because I think it's gonna be really painful looking up at those lights with somebody else holding this belt. But it's pretty. It's pretty. I think it's really nice, and it would look good around any wrestler's waist. And any wrestler would be better to hold this than you, Metroid Mike. That's just my opinion, but we'll see what happens. 21st Century Fool, you wanna reiterate what you thought the first time we did this?
I think I've run that joke into the ground, Tom. But yes, I am excited for a gauntlet match. If for nothing else, it is a heck of a way to showcase the talent we have here at Bad Elephant Wrestling, and I would be hard pressed to think of another match that would encapsulate what that new title represents.
Absolutely. Well, moving on from new title to new superstar, we have a brand new member of the Bad Elephant Wrestling roster debuting here tonight. It is Fish Knight, and they are about to go one-on-one with everybody's favorite half spider, half cat, Spider Cat. 21st Century Fool, do you have any background on Fish Knight? Do you know any details on how you what we could expect from this exciting new wrestler?
Let me just check this NDA I signed.
Oh, what did you do to Fish Knight? Oh my god!
I can tell you that they are a Fish Knight. That is all the NDA I signed will allow me to say. So I will say you do not want to miss this match, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, 21st Century Fool having some kind of legal agreement with Fish Knight. I don't know what that entails. But we're going to find out what kind of superstar they are as Spider Cat heads down to the ring, baby. All the way from Secaucus. It's Spider Cat. Been a while since we've seen our friend, and by a while I mean 1 week. He joined us in Hell in a Cell. How do you think he did in that match?
I feel like he could have done better. I feel like he got stuck outside the ring, outside the cage, and much like a cat, couldn't get back inside by himself, and so yeah, just sort of scratched at the door for a while.
True. Well, it's in his nature. And now,
that's right, it's a Fish Knight debut, Gnome Church.
And there he is, rising from the depths. Fish Knight is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Someone looks ready for business, Tom.
Absolutely.
I would not want to be Spider Cat right now.
Fish Knight creeping and crawling their way to the ring. Could this be the deadliest opponent Spider Cat has ever faced?
I mean, Spider Cat has taken on the boss, but that being said, I do still think you are correct, Tom. And Metroid Mike, thank you for the bits.
Absolutely, we are pro bits here.
Oh my goodness, I don't know where you got that, Gnome Church, but my goodness.
Gnome Church summoning all the power of Fish Knight, and look at him staring deep into your soul. I think this could be the end of Spider Cat. This premonition of horror. A creature from the Shadow Dimension, much less the Black Lagoon. Who you got your money on, 21st Century Fool?
Oh, I mean, we have seen Spider Cat take down incredibly strong opponents, like the boss. However, the fish symbols in chat. I'm sorry.
The occult.
I'm not betting against Fish Knight making their debut.
The occult fish savagery going on between Jake and Metroid Mike. I love it. And Fish Knight himself talking up his debut match. Fish Knight Code of Chivalry, tenet number 35. Fear not thy feline predator, for by thou conviction thou hast broken free of the food chain. Oh my goodness. Smack talking Spider Cat as they try to pin him. Spider Cat kicks out. Now, 21st Century Fool, you're a longtime critic of Roman Reigns' padding. Do you think that Fish Knight's plate mail shoulder padding is illegal?
That is plate, isn't it? Sorry, at first I thought it was leather, but you are correct.
It's the shiniest leather I've ever seen.
Well, it was dark when he made his entrance, so it made it look a bit more brown than metallic. But that is something that I feel like operations is going to have to look at. I mean, you do sign up for all sorts of matches, so I guess as long as that, if anything goes, I guess so does that.
Yay! Boo!
Yay!
Boo!
See,
Yay!
RK, there you go. I thought it was scales, and I do agree. I think that might be it.
Spider Cat.
Look at that. Just waving him on. Hit me again.
Spider Cat went from looking like they were done to dominating this exchange. And Fish Knight.
These two just slugging it out in the middle of the ring. This is incredible.
How many times can...
look at this!
A true blood feud between these two competitors. My goodness. Fish Knight.
Now the question is, Fish Knight, is it your own scales that have been, that obviously have, come off? Is that what you use for that scale mail?
Ooh.
I would not be surprised.
Fish Knight actually in a precarious position here. Spider Cat with a big knee. Locking up and dragging Fish Knight into the corner. Oh, and busted him open. What kind of blood does a fish bleed? Oh, Fish Knight, get out of there. Off the ropes. Making Spider Cat.
Spider Cat running a little bit there, changing direction, and Fish Knight just throwing him right back inside. Having absolutely none of that, and now going for a pin here.
I said, what color blood does a fish bleed? But I guess we don't have to worry about it because Fish Knight cleaning house and getting back into the depths. Congratulations to the debuting Fish Knight. What do you think this means for the roster, 21st Century Fool?
I'm just going to say I am glad that I am in the tag team division where hopefully Fish Knight will not be for an extended period of time.
Well, Fish Knight, what a calling card of a match saying, I have arrived and the roster is on notice. I think many superstars, Josh, Thunder Bandit, anybody with a reputation or a title should be on the lookout. And Thunder Bandit in the chat, Fish Knight asked Spider Cat if he bleeds, and the answer is yes. Jake blowing up the chat with the occult fish imagery. I love it. 21st Century Fool, why don't you take us into our main event? Set us up. What do we got going on here between Thunder Bandit and 21st Century Fool? I mean, excuse me.
I'm not in this match.
Yes,
I'm
Thunder
not in
Bandit
this match,
and
Tom.
Chris.
As much as I mean, if we can make this a three-way match, it's fine. No, we will not, because we have special stipulations for these matches. Thunder Bandit taking the belt from his very good friend Chris, and in another show of sportsmanship, Thunder Bandit has agreed to a best of 3 matches with Chris to determine the holder of the Bad Elephant Wrestling title.
Absolutely. Chris was champion previously, dropped the belt to Thunder Bandit in a very competitive matchup, but these two respect each other and the art of wrestling so much that they want to see who really is the best member of course, their iconic tag team Thunder Hour. Will it be Chris from 1H1D? Will it be Thunder Bandit? Thunder Bandit, you're in the chat. How do you feel about wrestling your friend in a best of 3 series? Very interested to hear from the champ as Chris makes their way to the ring. The X Factor of Xbox podcasting. 21st Century Fool, how do you think this best of 3 series is going to go?
Down to the wire, if you're asking me. I mean, these are 2 fantastic wrestlers, as we've talked about, current and former title holders. And I feel like they have won signature matches across the board. So you're just looking at 2 absolute superstars about to put on a show, not once, not twice, but 3 times for us.
You know, Chris, an incredibly prolific wrestler. If they were to hold the Sparkling Ice title, they would have held every single belt that has ever existed. Well, until the Digital Heavyweight Championship. Thunder Bandit making their way to the ring with their brand new belt. Of course, as you may well know, but if you're not, if you're a new viewer, our world champions get to customize their belts however they like. And Thunder Bandit walking down with his Final Space-inspired belt.
That is a good-looking championship there.
Thunder Bandit, yep, as requested, you got your boy Mooncake on the side plates there. But how much longer will Thunder Bandit hold this title?
We're about to see chapter 1 of that story playing out right now.
Referee's gonna ring that bell. There he is, Chris, and his former tag team partner, Thunder Bandit. Do you think we'll ever see a Thunder Hour reunion?
Never say never, Tom.
I mean, we never got a Rockers reunion, but we have gotten Hardy Boy reunions. We never got an Edge and Christian reunion, but we did get a Dudley Boys reunion. Thunder Bandit starting out with some kind of dastardly kicks to Chris.
I'm sure they talked in the back and said, look, one of us has to play the heel, otherwise the crowd isn't going to get into this, so.
Ooh.
I mean, has MyGM mode taught you anything, Tom?
Beautiful moonsault off the second rope. Thunder
And
Bandit
that's it.
Going for the first pin. Getting a little cocky, I think. Chris kicking out right away. You know, I'm a little offended. I told Metroid Mike what the stipulations were for his new title that we had to create for him. And, oh, look at this. Anything you can do, I can do better. Chris also hitting the Thunder Bandit with a second rope moonsault. But anyway, I gave Metroid Mike the lowdown on the Digital Heavyweight Championship twice, and he has not responded in the chat. Is this, are you helping him out, 21st Century Fool? You pulling some shenanigans here? Oh, sick.
I just assume he had it handled and wasn't worried about it.
Oh, he should be worried. He should be worried. It's all good, Metroid Mike. It's all good. I'll break character for a second just to tell you that you're fine. Anyway, Chris over the top rope, trying to get Thunder Bandit to their feet. And, wow! West Coast pop. And then picking Thunder Bandit up.
Ooh. Big power bomb there.
1, 2.
Kick out.
You got to imagine these two know each other very well. Their move sets, their patience, their pain threshold.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. Smart maneuvering there.
What a reversal from the champion. Oh!
And Chris looked like they were going to roll to the outside, but they're staying in the ring. Thunder Bandit, taking them out of the ring.
See, they're friends. Thunder Bandit helping his friend to the outside. He was trying to get there, couldn't get there himself. Oh, look at this. Straight jacket electric chair.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it. But Thunder Bandit kicking Chris on the outside. The 10 count begins. And there you go. Take out the legs of the challenger. Chris, off the hardest part of the ring there. Well, Thunder Bandit making a case for keeping their championship, you know?
As all good champions should.
Absolutely, absolutely. No submissions outside the ring, but Thunder Bandit trying their best to put the pain on Chris's neck.
Nope, you need another type of match if you want to tap the Rock out on the outside of the ring.
Josh got that, of course, in that legendary occurrence last fall.
That's a platinum achievement for Josh.
Does that make Josh
I feel like we
boss?
should just have a signature move for Josh that is just called the platinum achievement.
Could have it. But does that make Josh the final boss because they made the Rock tap?
I do believe that's how that's passed from one generation to another.
All right, we're going to have to update Josh's Discord nickname then. Oh, and Chris taking his arm into that padded
Thunder Bandit
floor.
really...
What's going on here?
Oh, okay.
Little drama. Oh, what
look
is
out.
this? Wow.
Chris turning things around as it looked like the champion was clearly in control there, and now laying outside by the steps.
from in control to incapacitated. Thunder Bandit now about to be at the 8 count. Oh, excuse me, the 7
Just
count.
letting him get back in. Here we go.
What's this? Chris looking. Oh!
Oh, that could be it.
1, 2,
2. And
three.
it is.
Wow. So in the first of the best of 3, Chris got the better of his former partner.
Here is your winner,
And that smile, that very satisfied smile.
I mean, you've got to be satisfied with how this went tonight for the former champion.
All right, so it's gonna be 1-0. Thunder Bandit has to win the next match for this to continue. If Chris wins the next match, he's world champion once again. I thought that was a very well-fought, competitive matchup. What did you think, 21st Century Fool?
Yeah, these are, like I said, these are two fantastic superstars giving it their all. They were trading shots, some of which, you know, like you said, anything you can do, I can do better, or at least equally as good. And yeah, the momentum switched time and time again, and Chris managing to get a reversal of fortunes there on the outside, and it gave him the window to hit that really big move in the middle of the ring. And yeah, up 1-0.
Well, this will play out over the next 2 weeks, and if it goes far enough, they will face each other in the final match at our July pay-per-view event, Stampede, our summer pay-per-view. I'm very much looking forward to it. So that'll be a interesting showcase. A lot of great potential for other contests. We're gonna see the tag team titles defended. The Alphabet Superstars, I think at this point they know who they want to, step up to the plate. We're gonna see what happens next week when the number 1 contenders are announced. But we have also known, 21st Century Fool, who's the number 1 contender in the women's division?
That's producer Becca.
Absolutely. And at Stampede, they will be facing Melania for the title. Producer Becca going for their record-setting 4th championship reign. And look, real quick, Thunder Bandit in the chat being gracious. Good game to Chris. I did not see that happening. I like this. I like the sportsmanship. What do you think, 21st Century Fool?
Absolutely. Again, it's you don't see it often in wrestling storylines, but when it's done well, it's fantastic.
What did you think of tonight's Mammoth Monday? Especially the debut of Fish Night.
Well, I mean, yeah, from top to bottom, I think it was all good news. We had the Bad Elephant Wrestling women taking care of business over the WWE counterparts who crashed the party the other week. We have Fish Night making their debut and making it strong from the depths to the winner's circle. And the first match of the best of 3 was absolutely fantastic from 2 superstars. So yeah, I could not have asked for more from any of that.
Hell yeah. What I loved most is that I got to make fun of Metroid Mike twice in a row, and he hasn't said a word. This is probably one of the best Mammoth Monday I've had in weeks because I haven't heard him run his punk mouth. That little hooligan just staying silent in the chat. Just music to my ears. So we'll see if he's got anything to say next week as he gets ready for his gauntlet match at Stampede in 2 weeks. See if he can actually be the champion he wants to be. But as we wrap up Mammoth Monday, 21st Century Fool, you excited for some MyGM mode?
I am. I also want to point out how great the Alphabet Superstars were after being jumped outside of the ring, being able to collect themselves and clean house and pick up the victory.
Hell yeah. They're the best in the tag team division for a reason. They've eaten lots of Taco Bell. They get all their vitamins, and they're the best as a result. RK, I take it back. Mike, jump Tom in the hallway. Well. We'll see how that goes. How's everybody doing? We're moving into MyGM mode. This is the laid back. This is the wrestling just chatting portion of our show. And 21st Century Fool, you got a show to book.
Yes.
4 weeks until Fastlane. How was everyone's
give me
weekend?
1 second. I'm trying to figure something out here.
Is your controller not connecting through Parsec?
I am. If you can I'm going to pull a Bray Wyatt, and if you can let me in.
How'd you get kicked?
I do not know. I just all of a sudden was like, this is interesting. Well, this is... Gotta love...
What's up, buddy?
Technical issues coming back from vacation. Yeah, I am not getting control of anything, even though my controller appears to be working. Let me try testing something real quick.
Sounds good. Well, while we try to figure that out. Yeah, who is playing Shadow of the Erdtree? I'm not playing it yet, but I know all the hype for it, and I know RK mentioning it, Toxic Melody mentioning it, Josh mentioning it at the top of the show. Jake, if you're still in the chat, I know you were getting deep into, what is it, the Shadows of the Lands Between? I haven't started yet, so I don't know what all the kind of canonical details are. But if you're enjoying Shadow of the Erdtree, tell me about it. Tell me about it in the chat. Where you at? Toxic Melody, I think she said she was done with 2 bosses up to this point. Who should we create in here?
I saw Josh mention that he spent 4 hours in a mini dungeon, so...
That doesn't sound very mini to me if you were in it for 4 hours, Josh. Sounds like a big dungeon. Big boy. Where are you at with the process, 21st Century Fool? You need a hand? What are we doing?
It's going great. It's give me 2 seconds here.
This. Well, 21st Century Fool working down there. Interesting update. Apparently, at the next pay-per-view at Money in the Bank, Sami Zayn is going to defend the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker, who has been making quite an impression on the Raw roster. I'm hella excited for that match because I really love me some Braun Breaker. Metro Mike, I've just been watching Jake do it. Yeah, I'm living vicariously through my friends who are streaming. That's all the Shadow of the Erdtree experience I'm getting right now. I got to buy the Game of the Year edition because when I played Elden Ring for the first time, I was actually borrowing a copy from Josh. I don't actually own my own yet. RK saying, I beat the 4th story boss before the 3rd boss, and that gives you impression of how much the 3rd boss stinks. So there's such a pain in the ass that you literally went and did anything else. Gotcha. Let me see here.
So you may have to run the show tonight, Tom.
What are you talking about? Hold on, I'm gonna kick you out of Parsec again. All right. Go ahead and join me. Like, none of my settings have changed, so I don't know what you're doing.
That's correct. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think the issue is on my end. So, let's see what we can do here.
All right, go. Move your control stick around.
I am trying.
All right. What do you want to do? How you want to book your show?
All right. Can you go back real quick so I can see what Triple H wants me to do so I can tell him to F off? Your least popular available cruiser. What do I get for that?
Bad timing. Select an opposing brand. Reduce the length of one of their contracts by 1 week. Selected randomly. Cannot be used. Interesting.
Excellent. All right. And then I need to...
I tell you what, 21st Century Fool. Let's call this. I don't have the patience for this.
See, you wasted all your energy yelling at Metroid Mike, and now we're trying to get down to business.
I just literally don't have the patience to drive for both of us, because you and I like to operate on different levels. So let's have you tried pressing the action button? I don't know if that's sarcastic. Do you mean like the Jewel? Like you're playing with an Xbox controller, right? 21st Century Fool.
Yes.
Are you hitting that?
Yeah, it's working.
All right, yeah, I don't like having to do this kind of I'll try closing the game. Hang on, we'll do that at least for once. But if that doesn't work after a refresh of the game, I'm gonna stop the stream for the night just because I don't want to have a big technical operation. I don't think it makes for good content. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to watch that. The art of Fool is amazing. Oh, 21st Century Fool. Give props where they're due to your friend who designed that art.
My friend Aaron, I believe it's Aaron Sky 8 who was in the chat. They do absolutely breathtaking, incredible art. They are a wonderful person on top of that. And if you need anything such as this made, let me know. I can get them in touch with you because they do phenomenal work. And I love this photo that they did.
Hell yes. All right. Parsec's back open.
All right.
Get in there.
Third time's a try. If not,
go ahead, hit any button. Hit any button. It's your controller. You got it?
It started to do something.
All right. Okay, we are going to take the GTFO and fix it option. So I'm going to call a little early, but I want to give everybody a grateful sign off. Thank you to Jake and Cowboy for hanging out in the chat, supporting their GameCorp brother, Metroid Mike. Thanks to Fish Knight for letting us add you to the roster, and congrats on your debut. Thanks, Thunder Bandit. Thanks, Josh. Thank you, 21st Century Fool, for hanging out and having a great time. Thank you, Metroid Mike, for the bits. 21st Century Fool, you got anything?
I've got a lot of frustration right now, but I would really like to thank everyone who came out tonight. We had to take a break because I was out of town, but it was great to come back and see everyone, have some great action, and we will have a whole bunch more in store for you next week on another Mammoth Monday.
Oh, Fish Knight, I've only begun to make waves. This guy was made for this, 21st Century Fool.
Literally, quite literally made.
Quite literally.
For this.
Made in a lab. All right, we're signing off, but until next time, we will see you in the future. Have a good night, everybody.